Okay, we're starting the second half of the semester. It's focusing strictly on multimedia for the web. I'm using a supplemental book. If anybody's interested in a copy of it, let me know and I'll get you the ISBN number and all that so that you can order a copy out of Amazon or somewhere. But I won't be posting whole chapters because I'm not allowed to do that. I will be posting pages that you need to complete assignments and that sort of thing. Okay, so anything that we talk about here, you'll be responsible for making your own notes and whatever from the videos. So the chapter concepts for this introductory chapter is define multimedia, understand the benefits of it, discuss web-based multimedia categories, and discover careers in web-based multimedia. Alright, multimedia websites, they're everywhere now. Chances are you see or interact with one or more websites almost daily. Society depends on information, and the web is an effective way to present it. By providing a consistent, user-friendly interface, the web browser makes information easily accessible to the multitudes. Adding multimedia to websites makes the content accessible as well as interactive and fun. In a generic sense, multimedia is simply the use of more than one media element. You've encountered multimedia if you've listened to music clips from an online music store, played interactive games on the web, purchased a product or service using an interactive forum at an e-commerce website. All of those items are multimedia. But what exactly is web-based multimedia? Everything's wanting to pop up today. For the purpose of the discussions in this book, web-based multimedia is defined as an online interactive experience that incorporates two or more media elements, including text, graphics, sound, animation, and video. Okay. A fundamental feature of most web-based multimedia is interactivity, which gives the user some control over the content. And here it shows a shot of interactivity within your multimedia. And you can see the various links and buttons that could be clicked on and the different pages that it would link to. Multimedia is not new. As a society, people are very accustomed to viewing text combined with graphics and photographs. Movies with sound replaced silent movies more than 50 years ago, but even in their day, silent movies incorporated multimedia by using video and text captions together. Today we have full-length animated movies for children and adults, and people can view trailers, shorts, and full-length features on websites from companies such as Pixar and Disney. The growth of web-based multimedia has exploded over the past few years. There are several reasons for that growth. Computer processing power and technology have improved, making it easier and more fun to work with media elements on the computer. People in many industries have found new and beneficial ways of using multimedia applications, thereby creating a demand for multimedia technology. The growth of the web has spurred the growth of multimedia as more multimedia applications are designed for the Internet and the World Wide Web. At the most basic level, as we said before, multimedia means using more than one media. It refers to the integration of text, graphics, animation, sound, and video. Today, this integration is accomplished by digitizing different media elements and then manipulating them with computer software. Working with media elements that have been digitized means that media elements have been captured in a code the computer can understand. Some multimedia websites are linear. In other words, the user starts at the beginning and progresses through a set sequence of events until they reach the end. Most digital slideshows and plays are examples of linear media. The idea behind the web, of course, is that the order of events should be left to the discretion of the user. To facilitate this idea, most websites use a non-linear approach to navigation. Because there's generally no established or predefined order, users have more control over what they are interested in pursuing, as well as at what point they enter and exit a website. Interactive multimedia enables the user to directly respond to and control any or all of the media elements at the website. Users of interactive multimedia applications become active participants instead of passive recipients of information. The user determines what content is delivered, when it is delivered, and how it's delivered. Interactivity provides multimedia range and depth because it requires creativity on the part of both the designer and the user. The using forums, you can add interactivity with a forum. Forums invite users to interact with the website. Online forums allow you to receive immediate feedback from your users. You can use forums for surveys, orders, and guest books. Interactivity is created within the forum when users are given choices. In creating interactivity, intuitive, user-friendly stimuli are important. Methods of interactivity should be obvious for the user. There are many ways to design interactivity into your forms, including hyperlinks, buttons and icons, menus, keyboard commands, text boxes, check boxes, radio or option buttons, drop-down list boxes, and drag and drop functionality. Using search engines, as the number of web pages has increased into the billions, users often find they need help locating information. Search engines make finding information easier. There are thousands of search engines available. Although each search engine has its own little quirks and methods for dealing with keywords and performing advanced searches, there are three major categories of search engines. You have your spider-based engine, which automatically roams the web, adding the contents of the websites it visits to its database. You have a directory-based search engine, which is selective, meaning that humans choose which sites to add to the database. And a pay-per-click search engine gives priority placement to sites offering top bidding for keywords. In order for users to find a website, it must usually be registered with search engines. The process of registering a website is discussed later on in the book, if you don't already know how to do that. The importance of interactive multimedia can be summarized by the Chinese proverb, "Tell me and I will forget, show me and I may remember, involve me and I will understand." Why? Because each person learns differently and each person is inspired by something different. The use of multimedia allows web developers to tap into these differences. Although each person has a preferred learning style, learning experiences for everyone are enhanced when each learning style is accommodated. In fact, research has shown that people remember only 20% of what they see, 30% of what they hear. When they see it and hear it, they remember 50%. When they see it, hear it, and interact with it, they remember 80%. And that's a big difference, which certainly supports the increased use of web-based multimedia. The benefits of web-based multimedia is it addresses the multiple learning styles. It's an excellent way to convey content, uses a variety of media elements to reinforce one single idea, and activates multiple senses, creating a richer experience. It gives more life to flat information. It enhances user enjoyment, improves retention, and enables users to control web experience. Okay, and then you have your multimedia categories, which is e-commerce, distance learning, research and referencing, and entertainment and games. So e-commerce, I think just about everybody has shopped at some time or other on the web. E-commerce uses the web to serve clients and customers, provides solutions for companies, small or large, to sell products or services online. You may even have virtual catalogs. At time of checkout, info is securely transmitted. It helps expand the customer base for your client. Open 24/7. Reduces overhead. Will operate without a traditional storefront. Use technology to streamline business, increase efficiency, and improve sales. And multimedia elements grab your attention to the text and to your products. Distance learning. There are many options for delivering and receiving education over a distance. Prepare workers effectively and efficiently via training and retraining. So it can not only be traditional distance learning like you think of at a college, but a lot of companies use it to train their workers that are at different locations. And it's delivered over the internet via your browser. Your advantages of this is freedom of location, open entry and exit, self-paced instruction, immediate feedback or assessment, simulated experiences in varied learning environments. The rise of digital media has transformed higher education. It's enabled students to take courses, complete certificates and degrees online. Research suggests web-based learning is an effective means for delivering instruction. Then you have your research and reference. Newsletters, newspapers, magazines, books, encyclopedias, and other reference materials are now offered online. Often represent electronic versions of existing printed materials. The challenge to the developer is to make it easy for the user to find the desired information, as well as to use other multimedia elements such as sound, video, and animation to enhance the user experience. So the advantages to offering reference materials on the web is quick and easy cross-referencing, expanded search capabilities, and multi-sensory experiences. Then you have your entertainment and games. You have your web-based multimedia making a significant impact in gaming and entertainment sites. Game sites offer multi-level multiplayer entertainment. Websites designed to educate as well as entertain are also available. And here it shows, starts talking about completing a portfolio. Okay. Opportunities for individuals with web-based multimedia skills vary. Technology changes rapidly, so you have to stay up to date. Web professionals must thrive on change and chaos, love learning, take initiative, engage actively in self-education. Alright, it's important to keep up with technology by reading, experimenting, and self-teaching. When looking for a job, your most important asset may be your electronic portfolio or e-portfolio. A compelling portfolio of sample work and projects to share with potential clients and employers will provide depth to your interviews. A web search using the keyword portfolio should provide links to sample portfolios to analyze and review so that you can figure out what you need to put in your portfolios. As you plan and prepare a portfolio, think about the type of work that you would like to do. If your goal is to write code for a living, then develop a portfolio with an emphasis on web page development. If your goal is to design original artwork, then emphasize that your portfolio emphasizes your abilities as a graphic artist. Make sure that your portfolio contains graphics that you've created and edited instead of web page development with a lot of coding. Applicants must be able to prove skills on the spot. Many times I've had to actually sit down at the computer, you're given a little sample program and you have to sit there and code it and make it work on the spot. Or you're given a test that analyzes your reasoning skills and that kind of thing. So yes, you are asked sometimes when you interview to be able to prove your skills right then and there on the fly. Do not underestimate the value of soft skills as well. You should have excellent communication and interpersonal skills and the ability to work with clients as part of a team. Categories for careers in web-based multimedia are varied. Position titles and job duties vary depending on your industry. 5 overall major categories are discussed in this book: management, production, art, content, and support. In your management-related positions, management skills are high-level communication skills, the ability to see the big picture, understanding of web-based multimedia tools, knowledge of copyright and other laws, negotiation skills, and human resource skills. Your production-related positions will have skills in markup, scripting, and programming languages, as well as web-based multimedia authoring programs, excellent graphic and typography skills, artistic talent, and a good understanding of design. good communication skills, and expertise with web-based multimedia programs and creation tools. Your art-related positions is good graphic editing skills, a talent for layout and design, expertise in working with various drawing and paint programs, and a basic knowledge of web authoring tools. Content-related positions, excellent writing, editing, and planning skills, research skills, and attention to detail. Support-related communication skills, attention to detail, and excellent human relations skills. So then it talks about your management positions, your executive producer or producer, your project manager, and production manager. Your executive producer, the primary role of the executive producer, also called just the producer, is to move a project into and through production. This person will work with clients and is particularly active in the development and delivery stages of the application. This person is the team leader. Project manager, also called production manager, is responsible for forming a project, moving it into production, and overseeing its creation. This involves working with clients, developing original concepts, preparing budgets and schedules, hiring the personnel, and assembling project teams, assembling resources and equipment, managing conceptual design, and managing production. This person will have a closer day-to-day working relationship with the project team than the executive producer will have. Okay, and then you move into production-related positions. Your audio specialist works with musical scores, sound effects, voiceovers, vocals, and transitional sounds. They're responsible for recording, editing, and selecting voices, sounds, and music. The audio specialist should have an in-depth knowledge of digital sound, skills in sound editing, and knowledge of streaming technologies and multimedia authoring tools. Your programmer creates the underlying code that makes the website interactive and responsive to the user's actions. Programmers help craft and implement the project by writing lines of code that define the structure, interactions, and technical implications of certain decisions. Your programmers are the foundation of the project because they help the web team realize its collective vision. Your video specialist manages the process of capturing and editing original video. Today's web-based video specialists need in-depth skills in digital video and video production, as well as extensive knowledge of streaming technologies. The web designer develops or refines a design process and efficiently creates a cohesive and well-planned website from the front end. The web designer is both an artist and a technician and needs a talent and eye for creating an effective color scheme and layout. The designer must ensure that all the multimedia elements on the website are high quality and consistent with the purpose and goals for the overall theme of the site. Your web developer ensures that the communication between the front end of the website and the back end is working. It is the responsibility of the web developer to make sure that data input from users is properly verified and transmitted. And then your webmaster is responsible for making sure the web page is technically correct and functional on the web server, and that the web server remains accessible to the user. Your art-related positions, your animation specialist creates 2D and 3D animation by taking a sequence of static images and displaying them in rapid succession on the computer screen. This creates the illusion of motion. The animation specialist must have graphic design skills and skills in the newest animation programs. The art director's responsibility is to coordinate the creation of the artwork for the project. Traditionally, art directors have primarily worked with visual and graphic artwork. However, with interactive multimedia, the art director may also be responsible for sound, animation, and video to a certain extent. The graphic artist or designer is responsible for creating and designing all the graphic images for the project. This includes buttons, bars, backgrounds, type, illustrations, 3D objects, logos, and photographs. The designer works closely with the interface designer and the web designer to create a unified and cohesive look for the site. The interface designer is responsible for the look of the website's interface and navigation method. Interface designers create and design icons, buttons, and the other on-screen elements that are used to navigate the site. In addition, this person is responsible for what users hear, touch, and feel. Interface designers need to understand both the human cognitive process and how to develop intuitive human interfaces. Consequently, these people will generally have a background in psychology with an emphasis on human factors. The photographer shoots and captures appropriate, compelling, and high-quality photos to be used on the website. And the videographer shoots and captures appropriate, compelling, and high-quality video footage to be used on the site. Content-related positions. The content specialist is responsible for providing authenticity and accuracy to the information on the site. Clients often serve as content specialists, particularly when a website is being created for an e-commerce business. Instructional specialist is an expert in designing instructional projects. This person's responsibilities include defining learning objectives and outcomes, as well as establishing the delivery and flow of project around the best educational strategies. They should have a background in educational theory and curriculum development, as well as a knowledge of the basic principles of multimedia authoring. Most web-based distance learning packages were designed with the aid of one or more instructional specialists. And then the writers or editors, depending on the purpose of the site, there may be technical writers, script writers, creative writers, or journalists involved in the project. Editors work closely with the writers to ensure that the text is grammatically correct and that the content flows in a logical fashion. Then you have your support-related positions, your production positions. Entry-level production position may involve tasks such as scanning and cleaning up photographs or optimizing images for the web. These entry-level positions provide an excellent learning environment and an opportunity to learn the real-world aspects of the job. Quality assurance. Your testers are responsible for testing the website on multiple platforms using different versions of different browsers. Testers also evaluate the design of the site and the intuitiveness of the user interface. Sales and marketing people are involved in providing input and feedback on the site, and once the website is completed, customer support personnel respond to users who have questions and problems. Okay, and then it just kind of summarizes what we've just went over. It hits the high points again, just to remind you the important points. Okay, that's the end of the first chapter for multimedia. If you guys have any questions, let me know.